Hello everyone. Today's video would be the second part of the series of story of Shanidev. In the first part, which I had already made, I had the covered story related to how Shanidev was born, what does the period of Sadesati mean, and I also talked about what is so special about the Shani Shingnapur temple. And in today's video, which is the second part, I'll be talking about the Shani Mahatmaya story, which is based around the life of King Vikramaditya. So at the court of Vikramaditya, who was known for encouraging scholars, pundits, Brahmins, and he would regularly conduct debates and discourses related to religious topic or science or art because he was very fond of all these topics and he encouraged all the people who were based on these. And the story starts when one day King Vikramaditya had conducted a discourse about the Navgraha, or as per the Vedic astrology system, the nine planets who are considered the most powerful on deciding the fate of our life, and they govern what kind of life we'll have, when we'll face challenges, when will be a good period for us. And so he had invited different scholars and different pundits and Brahmins to speak about their respective graha or planetary god who they had the highest knowledge about. So when he started the discourse, the first Brahmin who came onto the stage to speak was representing Sun or Suryadev. And he went on to explain why Suryadev is the central to the Navgraha system and he's the most powerful of all of these gods. And without his blessing, nobody can even survive a day. And that's why people who pray to Suryadev, they enjoy mental and physical health and strength. The next Brahmin who came up, he spoke about the benefits of Moon or Chandra Dev. And he said that Moon represents the mind and he's always very calm and loving. And without praying to Moon God, we can never achieve mental peace, which is essential because if you don't have mental peace, it doesn't matter how much wealth or property or prosperity you have. The most important thing is to have mental peace. The next speaker who came up, he talked about Mars or Mangal Devta, and he said that Mangal was the most ferocious and quickest of all the planets, and whatever he did instantly. If he was pleased with a devotee, he'll instantly shower him with wealth. But if he was displeased with anyone, it can even lead to instant death. The next Brahmin talked about the next planet, which is Mercury or Budh, and he said that Budh represents intelligence. So, if a person who has a sharp mind, by praying and being obedient to the work of Budh, he will have a sharp wit and sharp mind, and through a sharp mind, he can achieve anything he wants. The next Brahmin spoke about Jupiter or Guru, and he said that Guru was the mentor of all the gods, and he was known for his knowledge and wisdom. And without his blessing, all of us would remain ignorant. And to gain any kind of knowledge and intelligence, it was very important to regularly pray to Guru. Then the next speaker, which came up, he represented Venus or Shukra, and he said that Shukra was the most superior in knowledge and intelligence, and he was the mentor of the demons or Asur. And his knowledge was so vast that he even possessed the knowledge about Sanjeevani mantra, which had the ability to give life to even the dead. After Shukra, the last Brahmin who came up to the stage, he spoke about the powers of Saturn or Shanidev. And he said that Shani ensures that justice is served universally and everyone gets results which are linked to their deeds. If they do good actions, they receive good rewards. If they perform bad actions or they harm or hurt other people, then they are punished accordingly. And he said that he is so fair in his judgment that when he was born, and his direct gaze is supposed to be very fearsome. And when his direct gaze fell upon his father, who was Suryadevta or sun god, the sun received immediately an eclipse. So when Vikram heard all this, he couldn't control himself. And regarding the part about Shani, he said jokingly that what's the use of having a son who brings so much misery and troubles to the father. And the as soon as Vikramaditya had, they've appeared in his court, and he became very angry that why Vikram had made a joke and he had no respect for Shani Dev. And Shani Dev said that it was very arrogant of Vikram, and he didn't expect a king of such a large uh, empire to behave in this manner, disrespecting the gods. And he said that he doesn't realize that every action needs to have a consequence associated, and the person who does any bad action or says anything bad will have to bear the consequences. And he told Vikram that his Sadesati period has just started due to the movement of Shani, and he will now realize that whatever he has done in the past, what his mistakes are, and he'll have to pay the price, and he'll have to suffer the consequences. And Vikram tried to convince Shani that he did not intend to hurt Shani. He did not say it willingly. It was just a joke he said without any bad intention about Shani. But Shani Dev did not uh, pay any seriousness to it. And he said that whatever is decided, it will happen. And whatever is due for Vikram, he will have to face it during his Sadasati period, which is going to start now. And saying this, Shanidev disappeared from the court. And after listening to all this, Vikram was very confused and he was a bit depressed as well. He was a bit scared about what will happen during the coming days and what kind of problems he'll have to face during his Sadesati. And after a point, he decided that there is no point in worrying or thinking too much about it, and he just decided to go to sleep and take one day at a time and see how things come. And he said whatever happens he'll handle, because he's handled so many problems and issues as king of such a large empire, and whatever comes his way he'll somehow find a solution to it. When he woke up, and went to the court in the next day morning. His minister advised him that a horse trader had come from a nearby kingdom, and he wanted to show his horses to him. And he was claiming that he had the best horses around, and he wanted to show the best horses he had to King Vikramaditya. So when King Vikramaditya went to the horse trader, he showed him the best horse, and he said that he had reserved it for Vikram because he had heard so much about Vikram, that how a great king he was, and he said the fastest and the strongest horse he had reserved for the king. Then Vikram inquired him what was the price of this horse. So here the trader said that he had not thought of any price, and he asked Vikram to take a ride on the horse, and whatever price he feels is fair for this horse, he would gladly accept it. So then Vikram said that is fine, and Vikram sat on the horse and decided to test how strong and fast it was. But the moment Vikram sat on the horse just started running very fast, and he just cleared the boundaries of his kingdom and entered a deep forest. Now Vikram was getting worried that where will this horse stop and where will it take him, because he was now in an unfamiliar territory and he did not know his way around this particular jungle. After a After several hours, the horse finally stopped near a water stream, and Vikram realized that he was quite thirsty. So he tied the horse to a nearby tree and went to drink some water in the stream. By the time he had finished drinking water, he noticed that the horse had disappeared, and there was nothing around the tree where he had tied the horse. So at this moment, he realized that these kind of strange things which are happening, that suddenly this horse had brought him to a strange jungle so suddenly, and it has now disappeared. He realized that it is linked to his Sadesati period and the suffering that Shanidev had warned him about. So he realized that now it was getting dark and he was in the middle of such a thick jungle. He decided that there was no point in trying to move around anywhere, and so he thought he'll go to sleep. And when the morning comes and he can see well around, then he'll try to find a way out of the jungle. And when the morning, he could see a small path which was leading out of the jungle, and he followed it, and he reached a city which was strange for him because he had not heard about it, he had not seen it before. It seemed very unfamiliar, and he did not know what to do, where to go. So when he entered the city, he found a large marketplace, and he just sat in front of a large shop he found there. And as he was wearing very elegant and royal clothes because he had just came from his court, a lot of people stopped by to look at him, and they'll look and wonder what uh, who King Vikramaditya was, what was he doing sitting in front of the shop. And due to all this attention he got, the shop where he was sitting got a lot of business. So at end of the day, the owner of the shop, the trader who was selling his goods there, he came to Vikram and he said that thanks to you, I got a lot of business today, much more than what I normally do in a particular day. So, and when he inquired that where had Vikram come from, and that Vikram, when he came to know that Vikram did not have a place to stay, he invited Vikram to dinner to his place to thank him for the extra business he got on that particular day. After having dinner, he was discussing with Vikram about what will he do in the coming days, and if he doesn't have any plan, then he can continue to help him in the shop. And as a reward for helping him around the shop and staying in his shop, he would offer him to stay in his house because he had a extra room at top of his house. And Vikram, as he could not think of any other alternatives, he agreed. And after the dinner, the trader's daughter came to him and asked about Vikram, and he said that he did not know much, but the way Vikram behaves, his clothing, his manner, his way of talking, it seemed like he was from a very good family and he was a remarkable person and he had a very charming personality. So, and the trader was also surprised because this was the first time his daughter had shown interest in anybody because he had been trying to get her married for quite some time, but she would keep rejecting everyone. But she seemed to be very interested in Vikram. So, the trader told his daughter that if you think this is a good man, then we can arrange for you to get married to him, and he will stay with us here. And he seems like a good person, and he'll also be helpful with my business in the shop. And the daughter also agreed. And so the daughter went to Vikram's room to talk to him. And there in that room, it was filled with many paintings, which the trader had collected. There were pictures of different kinds of animals and birds. There was one with a swan, a tiger, an elephant. And Vikram was looking at the pictures when the daughter came. And she was wearing a pearl necklace, and she took out her necklace and other jewelry and placed it on a table besides the bed and sat down on the bed and started talking to Vikram. And as she was talking, she suddenly went to sleep. Now Vikram was very confused that he was like, what kind of city is this? What kind of people are there? What kind of strange girl is that she doesn't even know me and she's come up and she's just gone to sleep while talking? But he also realized that, this somehow has something to do with Shani. That's why suddenly so many strange things are happening, and maybe I have to be careful. Otherwise, something might happen which will make me suffer. As he was thinking about all this, suddenly from the painting where he was standing, a swan came out of the painting. It came to life, it came out of the painting, and it started eating the pearls from the necklace of the trader's daughter. And quickly ate all the pearls there. And after eating all the pearls from the necklace, it went back into the painting. Now Vikram was very confused that what is happening, what to do, and now he was also a bit worried that once the trader's daughter wakes up and asks about the necklace, what will he say? Because it looked quite precious and because it had very big pearls. And he couldn't decide what to do and how will he manage the situation. So he thought, let me go sleep on the floor now, and when the morning comes, then I'll try to see how I can handle the situation. And when he woke up, he realized that the trader's daughter and trader were already there in the room. They were discussing. The daughter was complaining to his father that she can't find her necklace, and she was sure that Vikram has something to do with it. And then the trader asked Vikram several times that, if he knew about the necklace, he should return it because it was a very expensive and precious necklace, and it was the most precious jewelry his daughter had. But Vikram kept repeating that he did not know about the necklace and he can't help them with that because he kept telling them he did not take it. so he cannot return it. Repeated questioning, the trader said that now I'll have to take you to the king because you have no option. You've stole such a precious necklace from me. And once he took Vikram to the king told, after listening to the story from the trader, he asked Vikram that if you don't return the necklace immediately, I'll give you a very hard punishment. So it sets an example for everybody. So nobody will dare to do such kind of theft or burglary in my kingdom. But Vikram just repeated that I'm telling the truth. I did not take the necklace, and as I have not taken it, there is no way I can return it. At this point, the king got very angry. He thought that Vikram is challenging his authority and he's kept the necklace, but despite asking so many times, he's not giving it. So he ordered his soldiers to break his hands and legs and throw him out the boundaries of the kingdom. And he instructed everyone that nobody would help him in any way or give him shelter in their houses, and he'll stay outside the boundaries of the kingdom. And as he was thrown there, then as his legs were broken, he could not move anywhere. He'll just lie there. He'll wait for people to go by through the kingdom's gates, and whenever anyone felt sorry for him, they'll give him some leftover food, and he was somehow just surviving on that. There were several days when he did not get any food, and he was very feeling helpless, but he decided to remain strong because he knew that whatever suffering he was facing, it was due to the punishment given to him due to his actions, which had angered Shanidev. And in this manner, a couple of years passed on where he'll stay in front of the palace gate and try to survive with whatever food which was being offered to him by the people passing by. And at one point, a girl was passing by there who was from his kingdom, his original kingdom of Ujjain, where he used to be the king. And she recognized him, and she was coming into this city because she had been married there. And when she saw King Vikramaditya, she immediately recognized him, and she asked him how did he come to be in such a situation, what happened to him. People in the kingdom was looking for him for so many years. They were all wondering where did he disappear. And then King Vikramaditya explained to her that how did he come there, why did he receive the punishment from the king. So the girl took him to her in-laws' place and told them that he was the king of the previous kingdom of Ujjain. So the in-laws were scared of the king of their city, so they said they cannot keep him inside the house, otherwise they also might get punishment from the king. So they kept Vikram in the stable where they kept their animals, especially their bulls. With these bulls were used to press oil in their oil pressing machine, and they put Vikram there and told Vikram to stay with the bulls and help them with pressing the oil. And so it became a routine for Vikram that every day he'll assist with the pressing of the oil through the bulls, and he'll spend the day there, and end of the day they'll give him some food and he'll sleep there itself. Several years passed on like this, and Vikram also got used to this routine. He was always in pain because of his broken legs and hands, and hardly getting any food, and staying in that small stable all day with the animals. But he still decided to stay strong. And whenever his day would end after pressing the oil through the machine with the bulls, he would sing some of his favorite songs because he was very fond of the arts and music, and he had a good voice. He'll always sing at the end of the day and then go to sleep. And after the 7.5 periods were over, just on the last day, he had just finished his work and he started singing, and the queen uh, was passing by, and she noticed that somebody singing in such a melodious voice, and she had never heard somebody singing in such a. So that princess asked Vikram that who was he and why was he here and where did he learn how to sing in such a good manner. Then Vikram explained his entire story to the princess, and that he told her that he was a king from Ujjain, and of all these situations, that's why he had landed in such a situation. The princess immediately took him to the court and asked her father that, the punishment he had given to Vikram was very unfair and not fit for a king. And she told him that he was a king and there was no reason why a king would steal a necklace because he had already had so much wealth. And after listening to all the stories, the king realized his mistake, and he said that, okay, I I see that I had been very hard on Vikram, and from now on, I take back my punishment, and I'll keep Vikram with me in the palace, and I'll take good care of him till his hands and legs recover. Moment the king said this to Vikram, Shanidev appeared there, and he told Vikram that your period of 7.5 years of Sadesati is now over, and I'm very pleased that all the problems and suffering you had to face, you faced it very strongly. You were always determined. You never try to feel helpless or blame or complain about what you were facing, and you always handled it very strongly. You did not think of using any unfair means or cheating or lying to somehow get out of the suffering. You faced it very boldly, always being truthful. So I'm so happy with you that I'll give you one boon or one avatar. You can ask me for whatever you think of, and I'll grant you whatever you wish. And then King Vikramaditya thought for a while, and then he said that, Shanidev, if you're really happy with me, then I'll ask for the boon that whatever I had to suffer during the Sadesati, you should not make any other person suffer this. Because I am a strong king and I have been through a lot of hardships. I'm strong and healthy. I could somehow survive. But I think such level of suffering, many people might not even be able to survive. It will be too much for them. Then Shani said that I'm very impressed with your thinking, because when I've given you a boon, you're still not thinking about yourself. You're not asking for something for yourself. You're thinking about other people. And this shows that you're such a great king. But I cannot stop the system of Sadesati, because this is important for universal justice. Everybody needs to realize what their actions lead to, what are the benefits of good actions, and what they should keep in mind and be fearful of doing any bad actions. But what boon I'll grant you is that whoever listens to this story of what happened to you and how you handled your sadesati, how you managed to stay strong, and anyone who listens to it with a earnest heart, sincerely, then he would get the strength and courage to easily pass through his sadesati period. And saying this, Shanidev disappeared from there. And the moment Shanidev disappeared, King Vikramaditya noticed that his hands and legs had just become normal like earlier. They were feeling fine. In fact, he was feeling much stronger and healthier than even before. And the king of that new city where he had come, he arranged for his marriage of his daughter with King Vikramaditya, and they moved back to the kingdom of Ujjain, the original kingdom of King Vikramaditya. And because of all the lessons and wisdom he had gained through all these experiences of 7.5 years during his Sadesati, all the problems and challenges he faced, what he saw that what kind of problems common poor people have to face, he became a very wise king, and he ruled very justly. And that's why he was able to expand his kingdom. It became very large, and it was one of the most prosperous kingdoms, and he became one of the most famous kings in India. And this is a story which is always used to explain the importance and the significance of Sadesati period of Shani. I hope you like the story, and let me know if you would like to hear any similar stories in the future. Thank you.